Yeah, what's up, everyone? Hope everybody had a great day today, guys. Give yourselves a round of applause if you did good today. Wow, what a crazy day, guys. SPRB, this stock ended up going vertical 2,400%. Man, but this is the thing, guys. This is not just one day, this is not just one play. If you check my history, I've had many crazier calls. I've had, every day is like this, guys, and there's gonna be a lot more plays. I can promise you that. There's gonna be a lot more supernovas, a lot more rippers, a lot more gappers. I'm 100% sure. I promise you that there's gonna be more runners. And if you're not part of the team, I highly recommend subscribe, follow my Twitter, just become a YouTube member. It's like literally, it's like pennies, guys. And the amount of value is just crazy in my opinion. So today the stock SPRB, I said over and over and over and over, like 20 times, 30 times over and over, because I've been doing stocks many years, right? And I'm not trying to brag. I'm really passionate about this because trading is my passion. I do this every day. And, I just want genuine to help people. So I mentioned the stock right in the beginning. This was right at the morning time. You could check the time. I posted the news, right? This had great news. If you've been trading a while, you could understand what type of news is good. So this stock had FDA catalyst, right? FDA catalyst combined with the fact that this is a micro float, 500K float. That is astronomically small. I say in my videos, right? Any stock that has under 30 million float, I consider low float. But if something has 500K float, it has FDA news. It has a lot of volume. What do you expect? The stock just ended up going 2,400%, right? So at $13, I kept mentioning over and over. And I also guided the team. I talked about the key levels all day. If you missed a move, it was completely fine if you missed that first move up, which was a huge $10 move, because the stock went from $13.50 to $224, guys. So if you watched my educational video that I posted over the weekend, you would have done crazy good, because I said this is a picture perfect example of the educational video I posted. You could check that video. I said in that video is that even if you miss a big move, that does not mean that there's an opportunity, because you can see right here, this stock went from $13.50 to $20, right? And then after that, it made a massive move up to 37, 47, and then it went to 100, 200. So I hope people are really taking advantage of that amount of time I'm just spending every day to help people, right? Because I get like, I'm just really trying to help people, honestly, and take advantage, honestly, right? So there's a lot more plays that I'm not gonna go over all of the recap, right? Because the video I posted yesterday, there was just so many rippers from that video too, like PSTV. I talked about many more stocks like Open, but I can't do that in the video, right? There's too many stocks to rip face. So the first one, SOPA. This is another recap. I mentioned $3 and just ripping face. It just went crazy. A lot of people banked on it. I mentioned $3 key level. Another one, ONMD, I mentioned it right in the beginning, 150 level. It ended up popping off like crazy. It's almost $4. And then ARBK, I mentioned it right near 50-cent psychological area, 54 cent. And then it just ended up ripping. And there's just a lot more plays, right? And like I said, I can't go over all of them. There's many more plays I mentioned that rip face. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about some potential stocks that you got to keep an eye on. So keep an eye on these stocks. First stock, these are not in any order. Which one is better? First stock is STEX, STEX. This one tokenizing gold, commodities, real world assets, possible strategic partnership with Simplify. So this stock is pretty much a new type of stock. And I had two people on my group that are really bullish on it. So I'm just giving it a shout out, right? Because look at this daily chart. It has a massive range. where once it starts to break out, you have to pay attention because this technical setup is like looks like a multi-day setup. Once it's over that, the key levels. So keep an eye on the stock. Next one, DVLT. This one looks like a multi-day setup. If you watch my videos, I say every day, right? Multi-day setup is one of the best strategies in my opinion when you're trading, because it's pretty much the risk reward is nice because you're trading off of the long-term support, and it's not like kind of scalping. Hope people understand what I'm saying, right? So DVLT is a Web3 blockchain. This is a bullish sector, and their tech is pitched to be usable not just in biotech but also energy, healthcare, education. DVLT, if you look at the technical chart, this is definitely forming a potential multi-day setup. Go to the hourly chart, it made a big move up. It has to hold over $2 tomorrow for continuation, right? Keep an eye on DVLT. Next stock is ETHZ. FZilla. This one I talked about in like I believe 2 videos. I talked about it, and it didn't really do anything because the stock is in a channel for like 2 months. What that means is that it's pretty much just kind of flat. It's like going back and forth, up and down. You know what I'm saying? Around 250. So when we're talking about ETHG, this stock actually has accumulated over 102,000 Ether and hold approximately $215 million in USD stablecoin. So ETHZ, I really want to see over 350 break. I do think that the stock definitely has potential for sure, but this is the thing. With ETHC, it kind of reminds me of AST. Remember AST? That stock is really crowded. A lot of people, I think, are, to be completely honest with you, I think for both stocks, a lot of people are holding bags, right? I'm just being honest. For ETHC and ST, so we really want to see clear out the previous level so that it can make a nice move up, right? Because every time these 2 stocks, they make a little move up, it just trends down. That's just being honest, right? So for ETHZ 350 key, watch the stock. Next one, TMQ, Trilogy Metals. So this stock I said in the after hours today at $5, I said swing trade idea. And then there was a couple people that got it actually, and the stock ended up ripping face. So 7+ in a short period of time. That's a big move. So if you had like let's say 1,000 shares, that's $2,000 in like a short period of time. So Trilogy Metal, the reason it went up, right? The Dow invests approximately $35 million for development of critical mineral resources. That's a lot of money. What do you notice about the fundamental sector? Metals is really hot, right? I've been saying over and over. Metals, you have to keep an eye on these type of stocks. I talked about the other stocks in the last week. Remember those type of sector, like the basket. So next stock you have to watch is NAC. I made 2 videos on this stock, I believe. And then the ripping, going vertical, so NAK. This one has a lot of interest in a lot of people. This is similar going off of the previous play, right? These type of sector, I'm telling you have to keep an eye on these stocks. I also talked about the battery plays like ABAT. I talked about TMC. I talked about AREC. I talked about WWR. Keep an eye on these type of stocks in this basket, guys, because before you know it, they make massive moves up. We're talking about fundamentals. You're not just technicals. So if copper prices stay strong, that's really nice. That strengthens the case for developing major mines. So NAK, you really have to keep an eye on the stock if it forms that multi-day setup. I think a lot of shorts are also trapped here because this stock usually does not run. But NAK, look at the technical chart, is pulling away. So that's really good. Next stock you have to watch, guys, is BlackBerry. BlackBerry has entered a partnership with AMD. AMD just ended up going berserk, just going, parabolic. I checked the chart today in the morning time. So they're trying to build a robotic platform using BlackBerry's tech and AMD hardware. It's like a combination that gives exposure to robotic, industrial automation, and hard real-time system. So BlackBerry's technical chart is looking really nice as well. Look at this technical chart. And it's also a former runner, kind of like a meme type of stock. Watch this close. Next one is GRRR, Gorilla Technology. So this recently had massive news. We're talking $1.4 billion AI data center deal in Asia. So GRRR, look at this, the technical chart as well. This stock has a lot of range on the daily chart, and it's in a really nice price in terms of psychological, like $20 hold. I do want to see the stock push higher. This stock has been kind of having heavier price action, but I'm 100% sure I'm gonna be keeping close on this stock. It's $1.4 billion, right? Secured. Next stock, APDN. This is I believe a micro float. I could double check right now. APDN, once it starts to move, it moves quick. Yeah, it's 1 million float. That's tiny. So 1 million float stock. Applied DNA Sciences. And APDN, if you look at the chart right now, look at this extended time frame. This is a potential multi-day setup. Look at the average volume this stock APDN has, and then compare it to the volume it has recently, right? Combined with the fact that it's 1 million float, it's in a bullish sector, and this stock usually does not keep going higher, right? So what do people think about this stock? The counter side, the bear, right? So lately, shorts have been getting really in a bad situation. Remember SPRB, and look at ONMD, look at SOPA. These stocks are going rip and face lately. Keep an eye on APDN. There's only a few stocks left, so next one we have to talk about is Hollow. Hollow, I talked about in the past. You could check my video. I think I talked about like $4. Now it's almost $6. I think it went to $5.75. Let me double check. So Hollow, yeah, this one went to $5.65. So the thing with Hollow is that they're focused on holographic, photonic, quantum. So you don't really have to look more about just on the fundamental side, because look at this technical chart. Go to Hollow daily chart and look at this. This stock, the range is just astronomical, and I'm not trying to gas this up, but I'm just saying facts right here. So this stock, after it made that move up, it consolidated, pulled back, and now it's going over that moving average. You really want to check out Hollow, not just for technical but fundamental side as well. This does not have high float. It moves kind of thicker, but look at the float. Only 13 million float. That's low float, in my opinion, right? So I'm gonna be watching Hollow, and that's the next stock. SOPA. I know I talked about SOPA today, right? I talked about at $3, and then just ended up popping off to almost, I think went to $6.50. So the thing with SOPA is that I'm still watching it if it holds over $4 for a multi-day type of setup, right? Because this stock used to be, it traded at $1. This was $1.50 1 day ago, like the last trading day, right? And then it goes to $6.33. What do you think happened during that time period? A lot of bears got in a bad situation, guys. $1.50 to $6.33 in 1 day. So I'm gonna be watching this stock. If it holds that $4 level, remember that $4 level, and this could potentially continue multi. Right. So last stock for the video is DFLI, Dragonfly Energy. This stock builds lithium-ion battery system for application. DFLI, I mentioned this stock in the past. This was in the pennies. This was like last week, and then it ended up just popping off. It popped off multi-day. It just ended up ripping crazy. So DFLI, I'm gonna be watching this stock closely for continuation. I do want to see the over 150 level on DFLI, because this stock used to be 228. It pulled back all the way to 125 almost, right? And I do like the technical indicators on this stock. I'm not just talking about fundamentals here. I'm speaking more about technical setup actually for this one. So DFLI. keep a close eye on the stock. And I know I said that's the last stock, but I have to talk about SPRB because before tomorrow, right? Because I think this is a berserk. So SPRB 1350 to $224, right? What do you think happened today with the bear? A lot of them, I'm telling you, they probably lost their whole account shorting the stock. I used to short stocks, right? I don't short. But the number one rule when you're shorting a stock is you have to be very careful with these low floaters that have low market cap. If you're watching this video and you're short, or if you think about shorting, or even if you're a long trader, you have to remember the FS stock has a tiny market cap. They have low float, and then there's just huge volume. You gotta be very careful, because I know that a lot of people talk bad about bears, right? You know, the shorting, but the bears are humans too, right? They also have to pay bills. They gotta pay, support the family, and seeing this, it's just crazy. 2,400%. A lot of them, they probably lost their whole account today, and they kind of feel bad for them, the bears. So yeah, whenever a stock has low float, low market cap, and high volume, that's a recipe for disaster. Just remember that. And if you're a long trader, write that down to remember that. A low float, low market cap, high volume, it could just skyrocket. The stock tomorrow, the key levels, maybe draw the lines or write them down. The key levels I'm looking at right now is over 170, $170, then 175. Then I have to see that 188 clear, and then 200. Those are the areas I'm going to be looking at. The stock could definitely easily be over $200 in pre-market by the time I log on. But we'll see what happens, because this time is crazy, guys. If you're watching this video, join the team right now. We're going to be working together, trying to help each other, guys. All right, Stock Catcher signing out. And if you're still watching, shout out to you. Let's bank, guys. Good night. Have a great night. Sleep well.